I got a question for you guys. Is Phillip Rivers a Hall of Fame quarterback? Welcome back to the Charged Up Podcast. My name's Dan. And before I continue, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help grow the channel, and I appreciate you guys so much for that. Now, I'm going to admit here, my opinion on this is going to be, guess what, biased, because I've been a Chargers fan for about 25 years. I remember Phillip Rivers very well, obviously, and he was one of my favorite athletes of all time. Now, that being said, I do understand completely how someone could say, well, I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame, he's in the Hall of Very Good. Okay, I can accept that based off of, 63,000 yards, which is, I believe, well inside the top 10 of all time. 425 touchdowns, 212 interceptions. Look, those are very good career numbers. His career numbers actually add up, or they're even better than Eli Manning's, but the problem is, Eli Manning is not in the Hall of Fame, and a lot of people don't think he should be, and he has 2 Super Bowls. Now, my opinion on that is if you win 2 Super Bowls, I think you should be in the Hall of Fame as a quarterback. I know a lot of people may not agree with that. That's what I think, because you have to be doing something right, even if it's just for 2 seasons. And Eli did play for a long time. I think he's a Hall of Fame. Biasly, I do think Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer, but I completely understand when people say he's not. If you'd won a Super Bowl, I think then you'd have to put him in there, because I do think he was better than Eli Manning. But Eli Manning got it done in 2 years against the Patriots both times, and we could never beat the Patriots. Well, we still can't beat the Patriots in the playoffs. Who are we kidding? But it's a very interesting question, because Phillip Rivers, he was the kind of quarterback, he was very feisty, very fiery. He would talk a lot of crap. He would never swear, but he would definitely talk a lot of crap. He was a very accurate arm, very smart, could read defenses, he could call audibles, all the things you want your quarterback to do. But there were times when it's like, hey, this team's pretty good, and just whether it's injuries or untimely coaching or Marlon McCree getting an interception and then fumbling it with 8 minutes left, giving Tom Brady the ball back up by 8. You got to think if we go down and score a touchdown on that drive after the interception, we would probably at least go to the Super Bowl. I don't know if we would have won it, but you'd think we'd at least get there. And that was really the best chance back in 2007. But again, LT had to leave the game. He was hurt. Gates was playing with 1 foot. Rivers was playing with a torn ACL. It's always something with the Chargers, isn't it? Weird coaching decisions. Brandon Staley calling a timeout against the Raiders to let them kick a field goal, eliminating the Chargers from playoff contention in a game that if it ended up tied, which it was at the time, both teams would have gotten the playoffs. Only a bad coach could screw that situation up. Not to mention, all the days with, Norv Turner after firing Marty Schottenheimer after a 14-2 season, weird injuries. It's just always something with this organization, and Phillip Rivers was victim to that. He never was able to get it done. They were in the playoffs many times, where they always ran into those really great Steeler teams or those Patriot teams. We did okay against the Ravens and Colts, but once we got into those, into Big Ben and in Tom Brady's house, it was just very, very tough to come away with the wins, and we just never really figured it out. But again, that's a very brief history over Phillip Rivers' early career, where we had the best chance to win a Super Bowl. Didn't happen. In your opinion, does that mean he's not a Hall of Famer? Do you have to win a Super Bowl to be a Hall of Fame quarterback? I think you do. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Please do not be shy. I really appreciate you guys and enjoy engaging with you guys. That's going to be it for this one. Take care. I'll be back shortly with a new one.